As we take this breath, we breathe. And we're starting our meditation today. As we take this God breath, we breathe. Sit comfortably in your chair. Move your head from side to side. And breathe from the heart space. Feel the heartbeat. And breathe. Breathe. As we take this breath, we breathe. And knowing God is all that there is. As we take this breath, we know that God's Spirit is moving in us and through us in this very moment. And so we bring our awareness back into this room, back into this space. Sit comfortably in your chair. Bring your awareness back. Move your head from side to side. Move your fingers, 1, 2, 3. Fully alert, fully conscious. And this concludes our meditation for this day, this Sunday. Beautiful Sunday. So you enjoy yourself. Know you are loved and loved. Namaste. God bless.
Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together in the name of love. We come together. We come together in the name of love. Now look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. Together in the name of love. We come together, yeah, we come together. Oh, we come together, the name of love. From every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite, in honor of the God in each other, yeah. Now look at the person next to you. Say, Namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, yeah, we come together. Oh, we come together in the name of love. We come together, yeah, we come together. Oh, we come together in the name of, yeah, we come together. Oh, we come together, yeah, we come together in the name of, yeah, we come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love.
September at Centers for Spiritual Living is all about faith. And this third week, the question is, do you have faith or are you had by faith? I think it's all about getting clear with yourself about what faith means. And here are some ideas that might help. First, faith is not the same as bargaining or begging or manipulating or pleading. It's a calm assurance that all is well, even when we are expressing distressing events. Faith is not the same as superstition, in that it doesn't require ceremonies or rituals. It is deepened rather by confidence in the nature of the divine, trust in what is. Faith is not static. It takes practice having calm assurance, especially during times when things are going well, so that when they're not going well, we've built a faith fitness. Can I respond to the world with love and compassion in good times and in stressful times? Can I go with the flow, trustingly, when things are good and when things are not so good? In 1912, Christian Larson wrote a pledge beginning with the words, "Promise yourself." It's now known as the Optimist's Creed. It goes like this: promise yourself to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind, to talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person you meet, to make all your friends feel that there is something worthwhile in them, to look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true, to think only the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best, to be as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own, to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future, to wear a cheerful countenance at all times and give every living creature you meet a smile, to give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others, to be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. Now, Optimist International uses that as a creed for their organization, and the original goes on for 2 more sentences: to think well of yourself and to proclaim this fact to the world, not in loud words, but in great deeds. To live in faith that the whole world is on your side, so long as you are true to the best that is in you. It's a tall order indeed, and it may seem out of reach for many people. However, if that were the price of admission for a life of wholeness, freedom, and happiness, would I be willing to pay it? My blessings to you.
There's a world where I can go and tell my secrets to, in my room, in my room. In this world I lock out all my worries and my fears, in my room, in my room, in my room. Do my dreaming and my scheming lie awake and pray. Do my crying and my sighing laugh at yesterday. another day. Now it's dark and I'm alone, but I won't be afraid in my room. In my room, in my room, in my room, in my room, in my room.
So as we take this breath, we breathe in knowing God is all that there is. We know that God is love. And in this, I know that I am one with God. So I know that we are one with God's Spirit, one with God's love, bathing in that Christ consciousness of love right here, right now. And so as we take this breath, we breathe. And knowing that God is all that there is. Knowing that God's Spirit is moving through every cell of our body. Knowing God's love is moving through this world right here, right now. God's Spirit is moving through every living form. Gaia, Mother Earth, is moving with ease and grace, sending the highest vibration of love to wherever those fires is at, to the firefighters. Send that loving light energy to them. And to the ones that have lost their homes from the fire. We send loving light energy to you all. Let's take that breath and breathe. And as we take that breath, I know that God is at the core center of this world. So we give thanks in knowing this is the truth. We give thanks in knowing all is well, all is in divine right order, right here, right now. And in this, I just release my words into the universal law. I know that it's perfect. I know that it's complete. And we will say, and so it is. Amen.
I have a few announcements for us this morning. Today, following our service, please remember to join us in our fellowship Zoom room. We just come together on Zoom and have some light conversation, and we enjoy our own refreshments and just get to know each other and check in with each other. We meet for about a half hour after service. And if you'd like to just pop in and say hello and then leave, that's just fine. We would love to see you and meet you. So that's after service every Sunday on Zoom. On Wednesday nights, we have a wonderful meditation and lesson service, and it's live streamed on Facebook from 7 to 8 p.m. One of our practitioners always takes that on. It's our Wednesday night live, you might say. And I'm so excited to let you know that this service is well attended. So please do plan to join us every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 on Facebook Live. And then on Thursday morning, We have a really rousing book club that meets at 10:30 in the morning. We meet until noon. And right now we're discussing the book, The Science of Mind. We'll be on chapter 2. And in this chapter, we're going to read about how the mind is the greatest discovery. So contact me at Reverend Carrie at revcarrie@cslredlands.org, and I'll send you the Zoom link for that book club every Thursday, 10:30. And then on Monday, September 21st, be sure to join us on Facebook Live for our contribution to the collective meditation for peace. This was originally started some years ago by the United Nations, and this is being held all around the world at 1 p.m. local time. This activates a ripple effect of a synergy of peace all around the world. So mark your calendar and plan to attend. I will be there. Some of our practitioners will be there. So come and check it out on the 21st, which is tomorrow, at 1 p.m. on Facebook Live. Next Sunday, September 27th, our own Brother Mark will be our guest speaker again, and he will continue and wind up our series on faith. You won't want to miss his exceptional, inspirational message. That's next Sunday, Brother Mark. Thank you for watching us on Facebook and on YouTube. Be sure to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our videos on YouTube. We love having you as a part of our family. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the service.
Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. Nothing you can make that can't be made. No one you can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be you in time. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Nothing you can know that isn't known. Nothing you can see that isn't shown. Nowhere you can be that isn't where you were meant to be. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. 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 Love is all you need.
Good morning. It's so wonderful to have you join us here this morning at our Center for Spiritual Living in Redlands, California. I'm so glad you've chosen to be with us in this Sunday service. Before I begin my message, I want to take a moment to thank all of those who make our Sunday services available to you and to so many others. We have volunteers, we have paid staff. Our music person, Gilman, is great. Didn't you love his music this morning so far? It's great. And there's David, who's our tech guy. He works behind the scenes and does so much for us. Our board of trustees works very hard to bring forward all of the things that our church requires and desires. And I want to thank our volunteers for all that they do to make our church run efficiently, even in these days of meeting online. And so now we'll begin our message. Today we're going to continue our September theme, which is facing the fear. Today we are asking the question, do we have faith, or are we had by faith? We know that faith is a deep inner knowing. It's a confidence. It's trusting. And our Creator, or God, the infinite, doesn't have faith, but is faith. It is infinite knowingness. This presence and power has created each one of us, and each one of us has all of the attributes of spirit within us. And so we are here to be an expression of that divine presence that is God. We are here to express God on earth. We have faith in prayer, we have faith in God, and we have faith in most things in our life. And we can upgrade our faith by being faith and allowing our knowingness of spirit within us to express through us, as us, and in us. A first responder, or a nurse, or a medical doctor, while perhaps out to dinner, is the first one to jump into action should an emergency occur. My daughter is a nurse, and I know that these wonderful workers are reacting or responding to emergencies from who they are, from their inherent nature of being caring individuals who are here to help us all be well and whole. Being in the medical profession is who they are. My daughter has helped people who've been in an accident as she's driven by the accident scene and stopped. One day while she was grocery shopping, she heard an announcement over the loudspeaker that they needed a doctor at the front of the store. A gentleman had collapsed, and Dawn had stepped forward to volunteer as a nurse if no one else came forward. And so she began working on this man, performing CPR for him until the paramedics arrived. Nursing is her nature. She's always simply doing without questioning what it is she should be doing. She is living her being. As religious scientists, we are meta-physicians, and our call is a 24/7 call. Our faith is not something that we turn on and off, and it isn't even something we tune into. It is the very essence and nature of who we are as the infinite self-knowingness of spirit. It's God incarnated as us. Faith is the truth of who we are. Let's stop for a minute. Faith is the truth of who you are. You are faith. Say this to yourself for a moment. I am faith. Now let's say it out loud together. I am faith. Yes, you are. Now, Ernest Holmes argues that faith and fear are two sides of the same coin. If you are had by faith, I believe that this means that Perhaps you've had an experience that caused you not to trust a particular person, caused you not to trust God or an organization. Well, this past experience is where we get had by faith. This is where you get caught up in fear rather than faith. I have a friend who was selling some furniture in preparation for her move. And she decided to list this piece of furniture on an online buying and selling site, sort of like Craigslist. And she was contacted by someone immediately who wanted to buy this beautiful piece of furniture from her. And they told her that they needed it so that they could pack it because they were moving and they needed to put it on their truck the next day. But they brought a cashier's check. Now, my friend is very intuitive, and she explained to them that they wouldn't be able to take the furniture until the check had cleared. So she went to her bank, and sure enough, the bank there explained that it wasn't a real cashier's check. Of course, they looked into it, and their fraud department looked into it. And at that moment, she had an opportunity to go straight into fear about even selling this piece of furniture or perhaps using another online buying and selling site. But she trusted that the right person was waiting for that piece of furniture, and she listed it again and sold it easily without any incident. She had been had by a scammer who knew the game, and she knew to trust her intuition. Her faith built up her intuition. We can have faith in God, or we can have the faith of God, and we can pray from that place of having the faith of God, the knowingness of the divine. There is really only one power, and everything is possible through that one power. So if we have the faith that keeps us moving forward, the faith of God, the faith that says that all things are ours in this moment, then we will receive everything that we put into law, that we pray for, that we affirm. Faith is not bargaining, it's not begging or manipulating or pleading. It is a calm knowingness that all is well, no matter the human condition surrounding it. And boy, are we experiencing a human condition right now. What with the COVID infections and the political unrest and the social unrest, this is quite a trifecta of condition. And we can look at the condition. We can watch the news every night and see how bad the fires are, or we can see who was killed today, or we can see what happened with our political favorite today, or we can take a look at the infection numbers and see how many people died. We can do all of that if we want to. We are at choice. But if we do that every single day, what we're doing is moving into a place of fear. We are operating at that level. What if we looked beyond all the conditions that are going on right now? What if we looked beyond it? It's like looking beyond the trees in front of us to see the sky and the clouds and the stars. What if we could look beyond that, having faith in knowing that everything is happening to bring us into a greater place of peace and abundance and perfect health. I believe that if we all took a moment to truly be in that place where we are seeing what's beyond this current upheaval, what we will see is the unconditional love and the absolute perfection of the divine. I know it's really difficult to do that. I get it. And some days I have to pull myself away from the news because you kind of get addicted to all of that. But allow yourself to pull away and turn within, or pick up a book that is inspirational. Read something of Dr. Holmes. Pick up your Bible. You see, it's time for us to turn away from what is going on so that we can see what the beyond is going on. Ernest Holmes writes in The Science of Mind on page 158, he writes this about faith. He says, in order to have faith, we must have a conviction that all is well. In order to keep faith, we must allow nothing to enter our thought which will weaken this conviction. Faith is built up from trust, acceptance, and belief. Whenever anything enters our thought which destroys in any degree one of these attitudes, to that extent, faith is weakened. Faith is not static. It requires practice. We build up our faith muscles through regular spiritual practices when things are going well in our life, so that when we run into a crisis, those practices are second nature. Spiritual practices include prayer, meditation, affirmation, simply knowing the truth about any situation, knowing the truth about any person. We need to build up our faith muscles in order to really live as faith. You see, our lives are an example to others. Everything that we do shows another person how they could do life in a better way. And so if we want to be a healing presence in the world, it is our job to be that person that another person looks to and tries to emulate. Now, it may not be in a big way, it might be in a small way. The person who has real faith doesn't need to evangelize their views or ideas or belief system. They don't need to stand on a corner waving the Science of Mind in their hand or waving a Bible in their hand. They simply need to live what we have been taught. Jesus taught us how to live. Ernest Holmes has taught us how to live. Buddha, all of the great master teachers down through the centuries have taught us how to live a life of faith. And they are the demonstration of the power of faith that is a beacon of light for us to follow. And why can't we then be a light in the darkness for someone else? I know we can, because that's who we are. It's our nature. So our spiritual practice this week is going to be practicing our faith. It's not something that we just have one day a week and then we forget about it. Faith operates every day. We know we're practicing faith when we respond to the world with love and compassion. When we bless the traffic around us, and when we bless the other drivers around us, even that Yahoo that speeds up behind us, gets real close and bops out around us and gets in front of us and cuts us off. Yeah, we don't need to judge. All we need to do is send them love. That Yahoo that sped around us might be in a hurry because a loved one might be ill or dying. We need to allow for love and compassion to be the way we live in the world. And it's important for us to bless our family members, our friends, everyone we see. Surround them with love and compassion. And we can practice our faith in the one life that unifies us with everyone we are in contact with by simply sharing our compassion for them, sharing our love with them. You see, faith is an attitude. It's an attitude of love and trust and compassion. This week, let's practice kindness with everyone that we come in contact with. And it doesn't mean that we do a big, kind thing, but we can do a small, kind thing. And practicing this faith, this kindness, is going to require that we surrender our ego, our need to be right, and maybe our need to fight for what we believe. You see, this all reminds me of an incident where I worked at one time. A fellow employee had been called into our supervisor's office and was actually asked to leave the company. And he came to me because he just needed to talk it through. And as I let him vent and he talked about it, and he knew that he was right. I am right about this, and they are wrong, and they don't need to fire me, and this isn't fair. And he vented and paced up and down. And I just let him go on, and then he stopped. And I said, would you rather be peaceful, or would you rather be right? And he stopped. And he said, I'd rather be peaceful. This man left that company and went on to start his own business. He was being peaceful. He was being faithful. So let's remember to allow peace to overshadow our need to be right, and allow ourselves to be fully surrendered and completely immersed in that divine presence that is unconditional love, that one power that has created us and all people around us. Let us be that presence and power on this earth. Let us be faith and live faith in every moment of every day. Our affirmation for this week is this: I surrender into trust, faith, and peace, knowing I have the faith of God and I am divinely guided in all I do. And so it is. Blessings.
Grab your coat, get your hat, leave your worries on your doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. When you hear the pitter-pat, and that a happy tune is your step. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade. I'm not afraid. This rover has crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'll be as rich as Jeffrey Bezos. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade. I'm not afraid. This rover has crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'll be as rich as Warren Buffett. Gold dust at my feet side of the street. I got that gold dust at my feet on a sunny side of the street.
We've come to the time in our service for the time for conscious giving. Conscious giving is when we give consciously from our heart center, that place where we know that the infinite presence resides. We give from love, we give from gratitude, and from peace. And I know that by giving this way, we enact the law of circulation. And this law says that what is given is also received. Bringing our gifts and our tithes and our offerings to the source of our spiritual nourishment, our spiritual community in this case, is an action that declares our faith in the abundance of God. We'd like to remind you to consider giving your usual monthly tithes, gifts, and offerings in weekly increments. Our center continues to care for expenses incurred even while meeting online. And just like you, we want to make sure we stay current with our financial obligations. The weekly flow of money will more efficiently assist our Board of Trustees in caring for our financial commitments. As you give, continue to know that your giving brings abundance to you and is deeply appreciated. There are several ways to give. If you are watching on Facebook, we thank you this morning. And if you look at your Facebook page at the very top, right on the right side, you'll see a blue donate button. So you can give using that. On our website, you can go to cslredlands.org, look to the right of the first page, and you'll see that yellow donate button where you can make a contribution to our center in that way. You can also contribute using Zelle through your bank. You can use PayPal. You can write a check and bring it to our secure mailbox at our center, or you can mail it to our center. However you give, we deeply appreciate and love you for it. So let's take a moment to think about the gifts we've given and to think about the gift that we are about to give. And let's take a moment to really feel the power of this offering affirmation as we say this together. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world, and it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. It's now time for us to come together in prayer. This is our closing healing prayer. I invite you to close your outer eyes and open wide those inner spiritual eyes. And just breathe in the breath of love and light and center yourself for this spiritual mind treatment. So breathing in, holding, release, and close your eyes. And surrender and relax into that divine presence that is everywhere present. It is that divine presence that is wholeness, perfection. It is that divine presence that has created all life from itself. It is infinite. It is infinite supply, infinite love, infinite beingness throughout the universe. Its center is everywhere. Its circumference is nowhere. And so in this knowingness, in this complete faith, I know that each one of us listening to this prayer and receiving it into our heart space, we are doing so because we are one with that divine presence. And it is one with us. And I know that we are one with each other. And in this unity of spirit, I speak my word to know the truth for each of us as we move through the rest of this day. We are guided by our faith. We are lifted up by our faith. And we stand strong in that faith. That is who we are. And I know for each of us, as we live and move and have our being in this divine, beautiful faith, I know that our lives are blessed abundantly with all good. Goodness in finances, goodness in relationships, goodness in every interaction we have. And I know for each of us that we are whole and perfect and complete. And I know, as Brother Mark says, we are each hermetically sealed so that we are protected and guided and guarded from any activity of illness. And for those who are experiencing illness right now, I know that only the divine blessing of God surrounds and fills each individual and their family members. I know for each of us as we move through this time in history, we are blessed and guided by that infinite light and that divine love that propels us forward into being the love in the universe, to being that love that is so desperately needed throughout our planet and beyond. I know for every person who requires shelter this day, I know that they are blessed with that perfect shelter that brings them peace, comfort, safety, and they are fed spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. On every level, they are fed and nourished. I know for each of us that we are a blessing. We are a blessing to our world. We are a blessing to the world at large. And all of the small things we do and all of the great things we do continue to bless all those we love and all those we don't even know. I'm so grateful to know this truth. I'm so grateful to know that my words are working because the law is acting upon them right now. And so I release my word, and I know it is already fulfilled, already manifested. And I am so grateful. And in this gratitude, I release and I let God do its perfect work. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. Aho.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fail. Let me learn from all the ways I fail. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Let me know that love can heal us all. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. 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 Oh, let me share the good that's overflowing. Let me share the good that's overflowing. And let me care for those around the world. Let me care for those around the world. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. And let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way.
And so now that our Sunday experience has concluded, you're invited to join us in the Zoom room by following the links and the instructions that you'll see. So it's simple. Just come on in and say hi. You can turn on your video, you can see others, you can hear others, and check in and connect. We're usually in the Zoom room following our Sunday service for about 30 minutes or so. So come on in, say hello. Know that you're never alone. You're always loved. You're always completely sourced, supplied, and maintained by the power and the presence, the love, and the grace of God.